So I have an old rusty 5x10 utility trailer, and as you can see, the decking in it is all jacked up. So I'm going to replace this rotted 2x6 flooring with these pressure treated 2x6s here. Hello preppers and procrastinators. I'm getting ready for another trip down to my Nevada property, and I want to shoot quite a few videos while I'm down there. So I'm taking more guns, more targets, more camping equipment, all that kind of stuff with me so I can be there for a full 4 days. So in this video, we're going to start working on my trailer because I'm going to need extra space than I have in just my baby truck. About 5 years ago, I was working on a project around my house and I needed a load of gravel. So I loaded up the trailer full of about a yard of gravel. I took it home. I slowly started working on that project, and over the course of 2 years that it took me to finish the project, the moisture in the gravel had just rotted these boards. So by the time I emptied out the trailer, I went to go put a washer and dryer on, I think, when I was moving, and I stepped right through the floor, as you saw. Big foot mark there. So I'm going to saws all these out, and then I'm going to try to get the screws out, find out what kind of screws I need, go to Home Depot, and we'll finish this up. I was just checking underneath the trailer for the wiring. The wiring goes along the outside frame and then right along the very back of the frame. So I know when I'm in there with the Sawzall, I'm not going to cut my lighting wiring while I'm in there. Power tools and saws, you're pro and I pro. So after cutting those first 3 or 4 boards out, I figured that cutting halfway between the screw points gives you enough room to wiggle on either side to try to break it up over the screws. Also that cutting the very back end off, there's no screws in the back, so you pull those little pieces off, and then as you're pulling up, it's not stuck secured into the back. So hopefully that'll allow me to rip these ones out easier. So that was actually quite a bit faster and easier than I thought. I thought there would be a lot more fighting on those nails, but the wood was so rotted, most of them were able to come up right over the nails. So now I'm going to get some WD-40 on those screws and see if I can break them loose. Huh. Who's blowing bubbles, Lily? Well, this is going to get tedious, and I wish it wasn't this way. But all the heads are stripped and all the screws. So to get these out, we're taking a pair of pliers and getting them one by one, turn by turn. So I have taken and laid out all the boards with the best side up, and that could mean the smoother side. Some of these are real rough on the bottom side. It could mean that there's edges missing on the bottom, but I've laid them all out with the good sides up. I'm gonna go ahead and just place them in, and then we'll worry about screwing them in after that. A little bit of warping or crowning in the boards, so we're not fitting nice and smoothly. But on top of that, you should have close to an 1/8 inch in between each of the boards. So that should be an 1/8, a quarter, a half, an 1/8, a quarter, a half, so 1 inch. So this 2x4 might need to be ripped down by about 1 inch. As the boards get wet and swell, they need room to expand. So I think this 2x4 is going to come out and get ripped down. The old deck is out. The new deck, for the most part, is in. Right now I'm going through and doing a little maintenance on the trailer. It's going to get some new tires and rims and lubing some of the joints on it. As it stands right now, I can't even budge that. I'm going to try to get everything to loosen up a little bit. So as you can see, the new deck is for the most part in. I had to have about 1 inch taken off of this board, and we're currently spraying it down and trying to retreat the open face now after the cut. Just using this copper green wood preservative. I've used it in the stain before with a stain brush, and that had pretty good results. I'm only using it one time this time, not doing a whole lot with outdoor projects, so I figured I'd try the spray paint. If you have the option, I'd go with the brush. It makes a lot more of a mess, and then it doesn't absorb as well. So anyway, I didn't screw anything down yet. When I picked the wood up, it was in a pile outside. So as I was laying all the wood in, it was still nice and wet. So I have it laid in there trying to let it air out, but of course it's rained the last 2 days. So I'll let that air out, shrink down to the right size, and then I'll screw it all in. In the meantime though, I'm going to go ahead and load up the trailer for this weekend's trip, and that'll hold everything down in place. I learned something new today. Apparently Lowe's has tires. From being in business, I just have a relationship with Les Schwab for my tires. That's where I've got the last 2 sets of tires on my truck. So they were the first shop I called this morning when I needed trailer tires. And they had 2 tires in stock at $175 a piece, plus mounting and balancing and yada yada and yada yada and yada yada and yada yada. $450 for 2 tires on a utility trailer. So that was a no-go for me. I continued to look around just on the Google, and I saw like Home Depot had tires, Tractor Supply Company, Walmart, a few other places, but they were all individual tires that would need mounting and balancing and all that. Either I had to take them off the trailer, throw them in the truck, take them to the shop, or I had to drop the trailer off, or I had to stay the whole time and wait for them to do them. None of that really fits my schedule this week. So I saw these at Lowe's for $149 a piece, including the rim. So for the price and convenience, we're just going to swap the whole wheel assembly. I still don't have a real jack, so we're using the one out of the truck again. And the moment of truth is to see if it's the same lug pattern. Oh, we're in luck. Alright, even though they're taller, there's still plenty of room in the fender well there. So not only are we getting an upgrade on tire, but we're getting a serious upgrade on cosmetics as well. And now, we have spare tires. Alright, secret stuff. My promise to you is that I will eventually get a real jack on this channel. I know it bothers you. Alright, so both of these tires were ST, Special Trailer 205/75D15, so bias ply. They're both 6-ply, load range C, so same. For as much as I use this trailer, it should be fine. I've never heard of the brand Good Ride before. And if I wasn't driving 1,500 miles round trip this weekend, it wouldn't bother me at all. But I'm also going to take these tires with me in the trailer to use as spares if anything should happen. Much messier.